Living Wisdom School prepares a student to not only to know what there is that motivates them deeply, but to have the tools to be able to manifest that. The teachers are going to try to find out what are the things that really deeply interest them and motivate them, and what are they actually going to be able to give their energy to joyfully as they become adults.
We really are education for life. We're looking at the whole human being, and we're trying to prepare them for a happy, successful, fulfilled life in every area of their life.
What brought me to Ananda was the birth of our first son. We came because we felt like we wanted to raise him in a very special place, and the school, of course, was a part of that. And what I've seen over the years as a parent and as a teacher is that each teacher is unique. That individual teacher brings their own qualities to the classroom. And in the context of first grade or sixth grade, then you see that the children respond to the enthusiastic appeal of the teacher who is happy to be teaching science in this way because that's what thrills them or that they were inspired by when they were a child. So you see a camaraderie between the student and the teacher that is very sweet. There's a family vibration in the classroom.
When I get up in the morning, I'm really happy to go to school because I can play with my friends.
When you come from Napoli, la 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 la, so just have a joyous spring, la la la.
There was this really nice girl named Eleanor. There's a picture at my house that shows me and Eleanor in a swimming pool, hugging each other. There's one thing about Eleanor that I haven't explained. She's really fun to play with. And she's also sweet.
I have a lot of fun at this school. I have a lot of really good friends. And I have fun because we have this place where you can run around. It's nice because of when my friends see that something happened, they just come and help me.
If Sophie wants to do a swing and I want to do the swing too, then we take turns.
We were sitting in a circle having an activity. A couple of children got up to get drinks of water. They came back, and one child's place, someone else had sat in their place. And the second child came back, his place was taken. He looked and he just moved aside. A spot on the floor, it's not worth an upset.
I love nature, and so I take my class out. Usually once a year we'll go to Yosemite and we'll go backpacking for 3 or 4 days. We might climb a peak, and I've done this as young as second grade, and the parents will come along, and up to 6th, 7th grade, and the parents don't necessarily have to come at the older age. The older ones then have a sense of independence and that they can achieve quite a bit actually. They carry 30 pounds in their backpack, they set up their own tent, they help cook the food, they help dry the food in the classroom, and then usually on one of the days we'll climb a peak, and you get up way up high and you're on a mountain peak and all the Sierras are out before you, and it's a very inspirational, uplifting moment, and everybody takes time to be quiet and just absorb and feel the experience, and that becomes then a way for us to bond. We usually do our trip in the beginning of the year, and it creates a family.
Last year we were studying the moon. So we learned, about the rotation of the moon around the earth and about the phases of the moon and all that information. But when I was preparing for it, I thought, okay, what can I put into this lesson that will give them more than just head knowledge alone? And I thought, well, I have little ones. A lot of little ones are afraid of the dark. Well, the moon is a gentle light that's out there in the dark. And so we talked a lot about the difference between the bright light of the sun. You're awake, you're playing, you're going to school, you need a lot of light. The moon comes out at night. And it's a restful time, and we want to sleep.
When I look back at my own education, there were a few teachers that I really vibrated with, and they're still my friends, actually. But they had very significant impact on my life, and what, even now, why I chose to be a teacher was to share with the students in the way that they had shared with me.
My class right now, where there's a lot of reading going on. And so there's also an inner lesson going on of how do you help someone else with their learning? How do you support them? So first grade, there are a lot of questions throughout the reading time, and I'm giving lessons to different children. So I can't answer every question that comes up without just constant interruptions. So the children have learned how to help a classmate without just giving them the answer, to empower them to draw from them their own knowledge.
If you come to our campus and see the students out, their days are very similar with each teacher, but they're unique. And you'll see Nirani on the lawn doing her spelling lists, and the children will go to a tree and come back and get their word list and then go to another place. And you'll see my sixth graders out playing horse at the basketball court during recess or tetherball. And you'll come in and you'll see us doing math with fractions, with pies, and learning how to change the denominator from 1/2 to 1/6. But you'll see Nirani doing that with counters and separating. So there is a consistency between our classes, but there's also this marvelous inspiration that's allowed to shine through.
In my old school, it's like you didn't want to play with the older kids because they were older. And then if you didn't want to play with the younger kids because they were too childish. And here it's a lot more like everybody knows each other and they have fun. We can bring pets. Some of us have pet chickens, and there's like farms, and I just think it's really cool that we're just so free in this school, and all the teachers are really relaxed. We have really small classes, and it just makes it easier.
They're all different, and the teacher tries to recognize what are their strengths and how to bring out those strengths, and then help support what they need to learn in a fun, uplifting way.
If you have to sit at a desk and just listen to a teacher talk, and you're a little 6-year-old boy or a little 6-year-old girl, there's only so much you're going to take in before your mind is thinking about what's going on after school and, what do you have in your lunch and all those sorts of things. And if you're just filling out worksheets and, that you're just going to have to go over it and over it and over it in order to get it. A great deal of time is going to need to be spent to learn those lessons. If, on the other hand, you're 6 years old, and I give you a lesson that has all of the information embedded in a story, you're going to remember it much, much more easily. If, on top of that, we act out the story and you start giving back different pieces of the story, you're going to be alert and paying attention and taking it in and giving it out in your language.
I've done a lot of plays so far, and I like doing plays, and I think I'm going to do one this year too.
I led a speech class this past term, and we studied the speeches of Gandhi and Martin Luther King, and I had the kids not only say the words, but then also tune in to the spirit of Martin Luther King, and to give warm-ups and to do different energetic exercises that then they could tune in and be able to channel that energy of Dr. Martin Luther King, that inspiration. And people were amazed at how these boys who were like many years ago like that could just be how long, not long, and they could really present with such great force and energy.
In high school, I was able to write a play and direct it. You know, there was enthusiasm, go with the child's enthusiasm. And so in my class, I remember one of the students the other day, we were starting math, and she said, "Can I read? I really want to read." And I said, "Yes, you can read. You want to go with their enthusiasm."
In an Education for Life school, Living Wisdom School, the way we offer our lessons are matched with the way that children naturally learn, with the readiness of the kids that we have in our class every year. So one year we may be offering a certain level of academics, another year a little bit more, a little bit less. We're going to adjust it according to the children that we have before us in our classroom.
It's amazing that they scored in the top 2% of the nationwide test scores, top 2%.
When we had our accreditation visit recently, the accreditation committee was commenting that the environment here is unprecedented, probably within the whole United States, maybe within the whole world, in terms of the quality of relationships between the students and the teachers and staff, that there was a much higher degree of mutual respect and support than they'd ever seen in any other school they visited. At this point, we've had a lot of graduates, and we can say they do really well.
Encourages individuality and confidence in yourself and independent thinking and a willpower. The school system reinforces picking something that you feel is uplifting and go for it and pursue it. Make your dream real. It's not just learning 1/2 plus 1/3, what does that equal? It's finding out who you are and then sharing it with the people around you and then learning about them. So there's a social interaction, but it's also expand who you are and look at the people who inspire you and take a little bit from them.
I wish that you come to Ananda Living Wisdom. It brings everyone joy and happiness. You learn to do many things, many. Greet the day with the morning dew. I hope you come. I like recess because I get to play with my friends and make up own games and build forts.
The thing I like about school is I like Charlie here and Charlie.
Reading is one of my favorites, but my most favorite is snack and recess. Math is my first favorite though.